I believe all three of us just want this to end and we can all move forward in our own different ways. I know there
Pretty
were
much.
mistakes made on all different sides, and I believe that all sides can grow from this. But would you like to give your opening statement, I guess?
Miko, you go ahead and head first.
Amy. Um, Hi, I'm Akuma Miko. I'm here to address concerns with the individual name. This statement is not here to slander her, but it exists to explain my side of her accusation toward myself and others, while being a victim itself and choosing not to. Disclaimer: we want you to do better, not attack her or frame her for things she hasn't. I am here to clarify my stance as someone she has personally victimized without knowing my personal character, situation, and not only each other as acquaintances and not knowing each other only as acquaintances. I'm here to get a proper apology from Maneki. Maneki was following me since I started VTubing and using the VTuber side of Twitter. Sorry. Um, we were only mutuals throughout her time following. The person who has been defending my abuser, my situation, um, had found out about my VTubing activities and started throwing accusations at proof. I had spoken up about it on multiple occasions, provided evidence, and Maneki took the accusation. Now, I'm not Lily White here or an innocent angel of pure innocence by any means necessary, but I have never ever done what she's accused of. To throw an accusation of that magnitude at someone without evidence or reason is revolting and life ruining. Maneki, also being a victim of the same sort of traumas, used mine for God knows whatever reason. And as a fellow abuse victim, and it is disheartening to see the cycle continue. And that's the
Thank you. Chloe, do you have a statement you'd like to give as well?
Give me one sec. Oops. Okay, yeah, got it. Okay. So I'm Chloe, and I am here solely to present the facts that HellCast has. So anything that you see or hear from me is all that I knew at the time. That this was going on because I don't know Maneki, I don't know Prim. I just know that Prim makes funny jokes under my post sometimes. That's it. I have no personal beef with Maneki or Primrose. I don't want anything out of this. I just want to live my life without any problems. All I really have right now is just that Maneki made accusations against people without much evidence on hand, as well as I spoke with Riley earlier that Maneki was, I don't know if she still is, she was supporting a VTuber awareness account that just slanders Miko and slandered me out of nowhere. Um, so I guess that's kind of how all this really started, in a way, at least my point of view, but that's it. So I'm just the fact finder. There's no emotions here, it's just facts.
Thank you for that. And for those that don't know me, I'm Mistress Briley. I am not directly involved in this drama. I am a friend that saw my friend getting attacked and decided to step in because honestly, I believe I have pretty good conflict resolution skills and I I just want to see people attacking each other less. That's my end game. I recognize that there's been a lot of pain that's been caused through all of this. And there are definitely mistakes that can be rectified. I don't know if we can reach a
I want people
exact
to.
ending, but I will do my best to at least, you know, convince, or not convince, but to convey that Miko, or not Miko, that Maneki, Mew, never wanted any of this to come out, never wanted to make any accusations regarding Nova. I personally believe that she has recognized her mistakes and has moved on from them, but continues to make mistakes further, just not to the same degree that she used to. So now I am happy to open the floor to open discussion.
I know we both have something typed up here, but Miko, do you want to go first? Because I just have to finish typing out this like one section.
Yeah, I finished reading my.
Oh, is that
Yes.
all that there was?
Yeah, that was pretty much
Mhm.
what there was because I had to go out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was getting close to the time. It was getting close to the time that Nico was coming home, and then when he got home, he died in my.
okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
That's totally okay.
Okay. Bro,
Yeah,
I've been trying
this
to finish
weekend.
all day.
Hmm.
Yeah, this weekend's been really crazy. Well, this weekend is going to be very busy.
It, it will be for me as well, for different reasons. But Chloe, I believe you've got a timeline of events regarding the Mew versus HellCast issue and why it came out. Would you like to share?
I do. So I have this fancy little thing that I made for this situation. Do you want? Is it okay if I post it just like people can read along?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this big funny this is the document I took all day writing for the most part. So this here is my constructed timeline with a table of contents. Because I like to be organized. So I've kind of divvied it up into about 5 sections. The first part, like each timeline has its like own section. So there's like yeah. So it kind of goes from start to finish. There's no in between. So the first part that we have is oh my gosh. The initial report, which was quote the initial report. This is kind of the story as we have it. So the first step is that Maneki sends a screenshot to Primrose regarding someone by the name of Layla, the same name of Nova's current girlfriend, and how this Layla person was only 17. Primrose then takes this screenshot and goes to Ataz, telling them that this quote Layla is Nova's girlfriend, and that Nova was essentially dating a minor. Ataz asks Primrose for permission to send it over to us at HellCast. Primrose accepts. And it's pretty like everybody knows as soon as we get a report, we immediately act on it. So I'm assuming I may be wrong that Primrose might have known that HellCast would investigate and make this allegation public because Nova public enemy number one is HellCast, and we had issues at the time. We still do. Even after disbandment. Ataz sends this screenshot of evidence to HellCast and myself. Then we begin the investigation. Now, before higher ups, aka me, Ollie, Devin, and a couple other people that I'm gonna keep anonymous because I didn't know if they wanted to be publicly named or not, so I'm gonna still respect that. So before we higher ups could even really say, don't do it, don't post it, A to Z goes ahead, makes it public that this allegation is out now. It's out of our hands. There's nothing we can do, which was a mistake on their part. But they post it. Nova catches wind of it. As soon as Nova catches wind, Maneki and Primrose catches wind a couple days after. So immediately I jump. I'm like, you gotta go investigate this now. Because now it's made public. So now we're on a time crunch because as soon as things get made public, it will spiral a shitstorm so big that like I'll have people messaging me like, when are you doing this person? When are you doing this person? So we're obviously now in a very difficult time crunch because we have to worry about people, Nova supporters coming and attacking us again. And then our supporters going and attacking Nova. Even though it was a false it's false accusation. Now that we know that. So now investigation. As soon as the screenshot was sent, we, aka Devin, Ataz, myself, Ollie, we began working on it. We found a link for Layla so I can contact her, and that was made through Miko. So Miko stated that she was friends with Layla and that we could get into a group chat with Layla. So we did. Layla denies ever knowing and dating Nova. And this Layla person was not Nova's girlfriend. She was just some other random girl. After finding this out, Devin, Ataz, and myself attempt to make a group chat with Prim and Maneki to get some answers. Considering this is a false accusation that was made public and has been deleted as far as I'm aware, because I tried looking for the tweet earlier, and it was non-existent. So yeah, so that dead end, can't show it to you. I have no idea where it went or what was said in it because I didn't get to look at it. Once we got them in, understandably so, because of obviously the statements that I've been made aware of by Briley, they were obviously caught off guard. Presumed that we would have been hostile, so I absolutely agree with them leaving immediately without attempting to talk to us. Because obviously we already have a narrative in mind, and we're going in there trying to look for some answers as why you made this false accusation. A narrative got stuck in everybody's heads at HellCast. Because tensions again were high. After a few days of investigating, we ended the investigation concluding that these accusations were false and that it should have been that, right? Yeah, no. After I made a long Twitter thread using the HellCast account to make an announcement of the accusations being false, since everything had already been made public by Ataz and Nova at this point, other HellCast members retweet, spread the information, and then it all comes back full circle back to Maneki and Primrose. That's all I have typed, but I will be adding more after this is over. Essentially what happened after that was Ataz, Maneki, Primrose, they begin kind of going back and forth with each other on Twitter, which was not okay. I can't say that it was okay because it wasn't. I was very aggressive. But, which I can admit, I was aggressive, but, you know, these people were throwing insults at each other. So, they start throwing insults at each other. Nova tags me in a post with Briley. And now we're here.
Yes,
So,
we
it's kind
are.
of it. We're here. That's it.
Miko, do you have anything you'd like to add to
Well,
that? Any insights?
Did I
I
miss
just
something?
also some of the concerns with the screenshots, not the screenshots, the screen recording that Layla sent me. can we address some of those?
Oh. I forgot about those. So it was the whole let me DM it to you before I even spill the words out of my mouth.
Because that's some big, yes. Hold on.
Okay, that okay.
Yes. Yep.
I
Yep.
forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie.
That is
Okay,
one of
yeah,
my
so
biggest concerns as well.
you're
Which
better to
is,
touch on that than I am.
Okay,
please raise your concern.
what was with supporting underage sugaring?
That one I don't know.
Yeah, because that's
I'm
not okay.
No, that is not okay, and I'm still waiting on a response from you about that. She has been dealing with IRL struggles. I believe honestly that she will respond to me. I am putting my neck out for her. If she burns me, that's, well, her loss. Because that's just going to
Right.
make things worse for her. But I
No,
honestly
you're
believe that she wants to, you know, move on from this. I I do think, given my understanding of her character, that she wanted to be friends with this Layla. That she wanted to, or that she saw some of herself in her, and that she wanted to guide her in better directions.
Um, okay, I'm gonna be blunt here when I say this.
Hmm.
If How are you going to say you're friends with somebody if you're going to mistake them for somebody else?
Well, how long were they actually friends?
Let me go back to the messages.
I believe it was March.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
they've
could
been,
like
be
a
wrong.
month.
but they have two different Twitter handles. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, she found her on Twitter. The story goes, Layla found her on Twitter.
Yeah, the reason that Maneki believed that the Layla you had talked to was Exorcist Ninja, was Nova's girlfriend, was the same person because that's what Maneki believes she was told by Layla. Now, obviously, I don't have the DMs. She's still waiting on those to come out from the Discord data, and then we will know that one for sure.
We could just get it to her quicker as long as somebody passes her the Discord ID and handle. She should be able to look her up. Or which I assume Maneki probably has her blocked by now, Maneki could just look on the blocked list and it would be there.
Quite possibly, but she worries that there's deleted messages or edited. So she wants to have the full Discord data that is unedited and has everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So as it stands, I will be sticking up for Mew as she holds out for that. As for the sugaring, I don't think there's any good defense for that, really. But I can
There is,
understand that she. Pardon?
there really isn't.
No, not really. That's kind of a fuck up whoopsie doodle when you're trying to, guide a minor in better directions.
I mean, like, if she was an adult, like 18, like, and as long as I guess she's safe, like, go for it. But she's 17 and doing that, and you're supporting it, it's a no go for me, Chief.
Yeah, that's pretty sus. But to Mew's understanding, Layla has a history of sneaking into adult spaces and lying about her age. So I guess she was doing what she can to minimize harm because she was explicitly pushing against any non-safe for work interactions regarding Layla before she turned 18. So the sugaring, yes, it's sus, but it's not grooming. I wouldn't say it's full on grooming. It is trending in that direction.
This Layla person is still 17.
Yeah. Personally, I would not interact with her at all because, minors. and I make spicy
Good
art.
content. Good content.
Hmm. What other concerns and
I
issues should
honestly,
we really address? Because
um,
I can also give my understanding of how this discourse started out and why it led to what it came to.
I can already answer that question, for you. I think we discussed it right before we started stream, but
We did.
the entirety of this came from a single person, and that was in HellCast, and that was, in a way, our fault in and of itself, because a staff member had leaked something regarding Nova, and we tried very carefully around Nova because Nova's a case, a situation, if you will. With her anger and some other things. Um, so I'm not gonna comment on any of that. So
I will be
um,
discussing that with Nova directly with her on stream. I don't know if she will be opening up about all of her struggles, but she has opened up to them to me directly, and it has explained a lot of her character, not excused her actions. I have a lot of disagreements with her. I have a lot of issue with her actions she's taken, but I am at a point where I can understand her, and I am attempting to build a bridge.
right. Um, so we did reach out to Nova for the investigation. I don't know if Maneki did, but I'm pretty sure Maneki and Nova both have each other blocked even before this started. Um, because all of this came directly from us. All of this information, all we got, as far as we know from Maneki, is the screenshot of Layla admitting that she's 17. Um, so yeah. We did as much as we could with the tools that we were given, and they came out to be false. So, um,
Yeah, pretty
actually,
much
bro,
my understanding of what went down with Maneki v. HellCast was that Mew had heard from Layla that she was dating Nova or whatever, and Mew had gone to Prim about with privately about that she was concerned that Nova was dating a minor. That was the only interaction she sent to anybody regarding this. And then Primrose came home from work one day, exhausted after a long day of work, recently on her medication, which she does not have to disclose. And then that made her loopy, and exhaustion and drowsiness do not mix well together, alongside the feelings of worrying that if this doesn't actually get addressed or investigated, that it would, cause actual harm, and that you'd be doing the right thing by sharing that with HellCast when A to Z had asked for it. That was a lapse of judgment on Primrose's account. At that point, A to Z had taken the screenshot to HellCast and they began their investigation. The next thing that Mew knew about any of this was that she was in a general chat with people she had blocked on Twitter and didn't want to interact with. And they started making claims. Why are you making these public accusations about Nova? So she left like any reasonable person would. No, wait. We did mess that up. Yeah, I should have written that down. But there was that group chat, and then Maneki left like any reasonable person would. No, wait, yeah, it was, why are you making these accusations of Nova, but they weren't public yet? Maneki wasn't making accusations. She brought concerns to her friend privately that she didn't. Nobody asked her consent about launching an investigation regarding her concerns. Nobody actually got in contact with her before a group chat. And I am assuming nobody involved knew of her history with harassment regarding her ex prior to this engagement between everybody. So it all led to a lot of jumping to conclusions while emotions were heating, or while emotions were heated. The group chat with Mew leaving was seen as an admission of guilt due to running. That is why that was why A to Z had ended up posting that publicly, which once this did get made public, these types of accusations go viral, regardless of whether or not they're true or whether or not they actually wanted to come out. I don't believe that Mew or Primrose actually wanted to have them come out, but they did anyways. And
So,
that led to where we are now. You know, with
so
a lot of shit flinging from all sides.
it's been shit flinging from Ataz, Primrose, and Maneki. HellCast has nothing to do with that. That is their problem that they need to fix on their own time. Now, we did not assume admission of guilt at that point in the group chat. I at least didn't, and Devin didn't, which are the two front runners for the investigation, because Ataz has personal connections with us, and obviously they're not going to be stable enough. No offense if they're watching, but emotions run high, and they still ran high anyways.
They're still running
but
high.
yes, I could absolutely agree with that. But when there's a trend of people that know us in HellCast, and Primrose had been following HellCast for a little bit. And there's a system that happens that once we get a claim, we immediately jump and go and investigate. Every single person knows this. Maneki knew that when she came to HellCast and reported her ex confession code gaming to us. So after that, she had done the same thing that A to Z did, posted something without like checking in with us, and she almost had one of our staff members be in actual real life physical danger, which is not something we're about. But despite whether she was exhausted from work or loopy on meds, the knowledge of who you're sending things to still kind of makes sense. Because Primrose was very active with HellCast as a supporter. They were always liking, sharing, commenting under our Twitter posts, whether they were mine, Ollie's, Devin's, HellCasts. So, because Primrose and A to Z message every day from what it looked like. So the next day, why didn't Primrose look at that DM and say, hey, wait, don't make that public or don't send that to HellCast? Primrose left it alone and didn't take it back. Because if A to Z went to us and said, hey, wait, we need to take this back, obviously we would have understood. However, none of that was reciprocated by A to Z or Primrose at all whatsoever. So
Yeah, it
that
honestly seems to me like a lot of emotion took the wheel for like all of this until like, you know, we actually sat down and talked this out. And I've had private conversations getting the statements from Mew and from Prim regarding this.
So why didn't they make those statements first before shit flinging against A to Z if they wanted to be so calm and collect about it?
They weren't
That's
calm and collected about it. That one's pretty obvious. Like, they want to have, like, everybody wants to be calm and collected and taken seriously when they're raising concerns, but that's not how humans are. We're faulty. We make mistakes.
I also really quickly, this is so off topic. I really, really, really need you to check the group chat real quick because I just sent you something.
I saw it.
In regards, yeah, I just wanted to let you be aware of that
Thank you.
real fast. Yeah. Ollie, I'll send it to you later, my man, because I know you're gonna ask me later.
Miko?
So
Miko?
Sorry, I was unmuting. Yes.
It's okay. You had just been quiet for a while, and I was curious if you felt like you needed some input.
No, I'm just observing.
So then, where do we really take it from here?
Like I said, I want an apology.
And Mew genuinely believes she's given you 4 apologies already.
Those were not genuine apologies.
She believes them to be genuine. She's retracted her allegations against you, and she's avoiding any further contact. What? You want a voice chat apology?
Yes, I want a genuine apology. I want her to understand that she can't go around and make these kind of accusations about people because it's not just me.
No, it was you and Celeste, right?
And
Is
it was
two
also
is
in
two
Nova
really
and Nova
M-
and Nova. Are we
Mew
forgetting that? No,
Mew said she was concerned Nova was a minor. Mew did not make these claims. 2 mistakes of jumping to conclusions is not a broader pattern.
So, but here's the thing, whether she wanted the last one public or not, she's still making an accusation, which is because why would Primrose get it in her head that this could be the minor that's dating Nova? Because you just get a random screenshot from Maneki and it literally just shows Layla going back and forth with Maneki saying that they're 17. Well, okay, what does that make it out to me? How does you know what I mean? So obviously Maneki did have something in mind when she messaged Primrose that. That's how A to Z got it. Because again, HellCast deals with pedophiles. Primrose knew A to Z was in HellCast as a staff member. Send it over to HellCast. Primrose and Maneki can brush their hands off and be like, okay, this is in good hands because Maneki has trusted HellCast before. And Primrose likes HellCast, or at least she did. So I mean, that's just me. Because it just doesn't make sense.
But Maneki was never asked if she wanted the investigation. Primrose was asked if Maneki wanted the investigation.
Okay,
maybe
so
that's a
again,
Maneki and Primrose conversation. Yeah.
yeah, that sounds like a conversation they should be having, not something that
Really?
regards to us. Because, but
It's
you have to,
not your
you,
concern to really
it's,
investigate a claim and make the assumption that that person is actually making those allegations without confirming it with them?
we got it from Primrose. That was the person that sent it. That was the person that made the allegations and it sent everything to us. That is the accuser in our sense. Because now it's a passing blame game now.
Yes, and it's
We're
being
going in a
passed to
circle.
Maneki as well.
why didn't Primrose ask Mio before she gave it to Ataz?
Because she
Because
wasn't of
that's
sound mind at that night.
okay, but so again, that's a
Which isn't
conversation
a
that
proper justification for it. It's not excusing it. It's explaining and understanding why it happened. And it's why you gotta focus on keeping this stuff quiet until all the facts are in. That's something that A to Z needs to really learn.
yeah, that's again between their private lives. That's their thing. That should be kept private, right? That's them. That's not HellCast.
No. It's individual
Again,
personal biases getting in the way, heating emotions, and then that's leading to irrational thinking and conclusion jumping.
yeah, so I don't know them. So I'm not being biased for accused jumping or like, because again, you just stated this is 3 individuals. Like, our situation is with Primrose because that is who sent us everything for the accusation and the actual accusation in the first place. We, as far as I remember, were not really made aware that Maneki was involved until after it was all kind of in the moment
Yeah.
when everything started to heat up. So we had no idea Maneki was involved. And Maneki had us all blocked anyways at HellCast because we told Maneki not to support VTuber awareness. And we all had a problem with that because VTuber awareness was, they were making accusations against me. I have a question before I go any further into detail.
Shoot.
Please ban Natalie before she causes some shit. I'm telling you, she is nothing but a problem.
Don't pay
And she
attention to
said,
chat.
okay, well, when she
Chat
starts
is not
something in
appearing on
chat,
screen.
I understand that, but okay, that's fine. So again, this HellCast part is not included in any of the shit throwing. HellCast did not do any shit throwing. We didn't make insults. We didn't attack personality or anything of the sort. So again, the accusation was made by Primrose. And we can't contact Maneki. So that what are we supposed to do that in? Because all we have is Primrose. So that's it. That's pretty much it.
So make it public. But no. I am getting a little heated, I will admit that. But I am not here to actually say this person's at blame, that person's at blame because it got public. No, there was fault on all sides because of a perfect shitstorm of events that just kind of happened within the span of what, a day or two? And then everybody just kind of had their narratives about everybody else because they already kind of knew each other, kind of didn't know each other, didn't know anybody else's struggles, and just ran with their things. And then that led to a lot of people getting caught in the crossfire, including HellCast. HellCast, Nova, Mew, Miko. The list continues because that's how this drama storm plays out. Like, that's how drama storms play out. That's why I'm here to address the reason why it started so we can pay attention to avoiding similar events in the future, perhaps, so that the public has an idea of, hey, maybe do I experience or do I express this kind of thing? Maybe I should think about that.
I have an idea of how we can avoid it in the future.
How is that?
Maybe don't make false accusations where they don't belong in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. But is there anything really more we need to add? It looks like there are some shit disturbers in chat. As I
Um,
expected, I am a drama channel and we are covering drama.
so Natalie, Vanny has nothing to do with us.
Yeah,
They
what
blocked
does that
us.
even have to do with this?
Simple as that.
This is about
Vanny is just
Maneki and
another
HellCast.
person.
I've said
Exactly.
my
This is-
piece. I think I'm pretty much done here.
Thank you, Miko.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Peace.
Have a good night.
So yeah.